Hey everybody. Okay, we're just gonna take a few minutes. Let Tara go ahead and join in. This is our Friday night craft along. And today we're going to be doing sublimation on wood. I picked up my wood from the Dollar Tree. Hi, Creations back here. Hello, Tracy. I'm in Cali too. Where in Cali are you? I am in the Valley, San Joaquin Valley. Hello, Tangela. So what part of California are you in? Where did I move my garbage can? Southern California. All right. Well, I'm in Stockton, California. I'm from the Bay Area, but I've been out here for going on 10 years now. So we're going to be doing sublimation on wood tonight, and it doesn't have to be anything too fancy. I picked up some wood blanks from my local Dollar Tree. Okay. So Tara just messaged me. Her laptop did an update right when she was trying to log in. That happened to me earlier. That's why I was a couple minutes late. My printer wasn't cooperating. Yep, we're up here by not too far from wine country, about maybe an hour, hour and a half. Okay, so this is one of the blanks that I picked up from Dollar Tree. It's in a heart shape. They have lots of these for Valentine's Day. And we're going to be putting an image on this. I just selected any old image because my focus really is to show you guys the process and how you can accomplish this. So I wasn't too particular about the image. And hopefully you guys know how to create your images for printing for sublimation. So, all right. Another blank that I have, I picked up from the bins at Michael's. They had these, they're the African continent, and then on the back it has this little thing where you can hang it on a wall. Okay, so on the back of this it says originally it was $4.99. I doubt very seriously that I paid $4.99 for it because I don't never pay full price for anything. If I can't get it at a discount, I probably won't get it because they go on sale too often to pay full price. So I'll just wait for them to go on sale or for a coupon to be offered. I don't know why. I just can't pay full price for anything. Like it makes me upset. Especially since they took all the good coupons from us, because I remember back in the day, hi Michelle, they would offer like 40% off coupons, 50%, sometimes even 60% off coupons. And lately they just give you that 20% off, but it's only off original, like full market price items. So yeah. All right, so once we get started, I'll go ahead and switch over to my overhead camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. But until Tara is able to get on and join, again, for those who joined a little bit late, we're going to be doing sublimation on wood tonight. I have my blanks that are ready to go. And so what you're going to need in order to sublimate on the wood blanks is you're going to need a laminate sheet. You can also use white 651 permanent vinyl and just like the sheets like this. But tonight we're going to use lamination pouches. So I have the Scotch thermal laminated pouches. I have the smaller ones, which are 8.9 by 11.4. So hopefully my blanks that I have will fit within those parameters. So let's test it and see. Okay, now on the heart, it looks like it would be a little bit at the top that would not be covered by the thermal pouch. So I could add a little piece of lamination up there to the top from one of the sides. Or I could leave it and not be laminated and we can paint it or do something else. So it's really up to you. Okay. Same thing with the African continent blank. I need to use 2 of these pouches in order to cover this. You see, you have that whole piece down at the bottom that doesn't have any lamination. Another option, if you don't have big enough lamination pouches like myself, another option is you can also use clear heat transfer vinyl. All right, so because I want to show you some overhead camera action with this craft in a minute, like I said, I'm going to switch to my other camera. And I'm not going to be using the big heat press today. Today I'm going to be using my hand heat press. It's similar to the Easy Press from Cricut, except I got mine from an overseas vendor and I paid about half the price. But it is the same size, works the same, works great. So I haven't had any problems or issues with that whatsoever. All right. I think I said hello to everyone. I am very new to going live. This is going to be our 4th time going live, so bear with me if I don't quite catch a comment or know how to work something in this app. Okay, so while we're waiting for Tara to hop on, what I'm going to do is go ahead and turn on my heat press, and we're going to be doing everything at 380 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and set it to 380. And then my initial timer, I'm going to set that for 30 seconds. So first thing we're going to press is going to be our lamination sheet. So okay, so I have that heating up at 380 degrees. First press is going to be the lamination sheet onto the blank. So we're going to do that for 30 seconds. And then once we're ready to add our design on top of that, then we will go ahead and increase the time to 60 seconds. I have I have another wood blank that I'm going to try and use, so I'm going to go grab it real quick. Alrighty, so you guys, if you've never been to my channel, thank you for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. My name is Genoa Achievers, and I am owner of the YouTube channel A Crafty Mess. This is a channel that I like to share crafts on. However, A Crafty Mess does not describe my crafts. Hey, sister, it describes me. So I'm more than just crafts. I will be hopefully expanding to other things on the channel, and I pray that you guys will take a look and that I'll be able to provide something that you like. So my sister just joined. She's down in the chat. Everybody say hello to Mixology. She's been helping me with the lives over the last couple of weeks because, like I said, I have absolutely no idea about this. You know, I'm old school. So this is the other blank that I have. It's just a small wooden circle. Now, typically, this would be the side that I would put the image on, but I can't get that sticker off and I don't feel like fussing with it. So I'm going to put it on this side. Now, there is this little small staple in there, but I ain't going to worry about it. I'm going to go over it. And I'll probably end up putting something on top of it anyway, like a bow or maybe some flowers or something like that to dress it up. So I will need to get an image for this one. Not going to be doing this one tonight. And then I have a larger circle too that I picked up from Dollar Tree. This one is, let me see, does it say? It doesn't say, but it's either going to be 11 or 12 inches across. Okay, it's just a little shy, just a tad bit shy of 12 inches. So it's a pretty big circle. They're not that thick, but once you put your design on it and like whatever flowers or foliage or whatever, they turn out really great. I was thinking about reprinting this image here. Isn't she cute? Got her from Creative Fabrica. I was thinking about reprinting her a little bit bigger and then putting that image on there and dressing it up some. So, all right. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the other camera so we can go ahead and get started. The heat press hasn't finished going up to 380, but it'll be there shortly. Hey, Shatrice. My mod, Shatrice, just joined the chat as well. She's a moderator for our group, which is Black Girls Crafting Network over on Facebook. There is also a Crafty Mess Facebook group as well. I am more active right now in the Black Girls Crafting Network because I started that first prior to me starting the YouTube channel. So I always want to make sure that that group continues to get priority and quality time. All right, just 5 more degrees to go until we're at 380. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch over to the other camera. I'll be right back, guys. Okay. Okay. If you can hear me, make sure to let me know in the chat. Sister, can you guys hear me? All right. This is just my overview of my desk here. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Again, I'm going to get sick of hearing this. My sister will reiterate for me, hopefully down in the comments, because now I have my back turned to the camera altogether. But if you are new, thank you very much. I'm Genoa. This is a Crafty Mess YouTube. I do a lot of crafting here on the channel, but I was just explaining earlier, I'm looking to expand a little bit more because the Crafty Mess is something that was describing me and not necessarily my crafts. So I myself am the Crafty Mess. Hee hee, if you get it. All right. So if you are not new to the channel and you've watched my previous videos, then you have seen a video that I did already using these glass Dollar Tree cutting boards, where I also sublimated on these, and I made some sublimation cutting boards. So you would do the same steps that we're going to do with these wood blanks. The only difference is that I did not use a clear lamination sheet on my glass. I used white permanent vinyl. So this is just a sheet of white permanent vinyl, the 651. Oh, this says 631. I grabbed the wrong one. The 31 will work too. You just need vinyl. 631 Oracle vinyl that I just picked up from Michael's in the vinyl section. We're not going to be doing this tonight, but I wanted to mention it because you can go back on the channel and watch the full tutorial. So essentially, you're just going to flip it over, pop off these little legs on the bottom, and then you would do the same steps we're going to do with the thermo. So you would heat apply the vinyl to the cutting board, let it cool, and then sub your image down onto the vinyl. And then what happens is that your image will bleed through the vinyl and show through the bottom of the glass. So it's a really neat tutorial. Make sure you go back on the channel and watch that that tutorial. If you are in the Black Girls Crafting Network and you've been there from the beginning, then you did see a live that I did on that already, as well as the YouTube tutorial. So just going to move the camera just a little bit over here just to show you that I have my hand heat press over here. It's not the Cricut Easy Press. It is a press that I just picked up from Amazon. About half the cost, does the same thing. It actually works really great. So first things first, you want to take your blank, and a lot of times with the wood blanks, they'll have like a little bit of dust on them. So you'll want to go ahead and clean any dust or debris off of the wood. Oh no. That's okay. That's okay. So Tara's in the comments. Her computer is giving her some issues and won't allow for her to log on. So it looks like it's just gonna be me tonight. We won't be on here for very long. I'll promise try not to be so chatty, but y'all know that's always an issue for me. All right. So what you want to do is you want to take your blank, clean off any debris that may be on there, because sometimes, like I said, there might be like little sawdust particles that appear on these wood blanks. And then you're going to take your lamination sheet and you're going to split the lamination sheet in half. I'll just show you really quickly. It's not hard to do at all. Find out which side it opens on. You're going to open it up and just gently pull right there at that seam, and it'll come apart. And so now you have two sheets that you can use. We'll put those to the side because we'll go ahead and apply those to our other blanks. Okay. So when you have the lamination sheet pulled apart, there is going to be two different textures you'll notice. You can see it sort of, but you can also feel it. So there's going to be one side that's going to be completely smooth, and then there's going to be another side that's going to feel a little rough to the touch. And if you pay close attention, you'll see that it's a little frosted on that side too. So that is the actual adhesive that we're feeling. That grittiness is the adhesive. So you want to put that with the rough side down and the shiny side up. And you trim this after you've pressed it, but I'm going to just cut off all that excess because I don't need that and I don't want it sticking to my mat. So I'm just going to push it to the edge as close as possible and then trim off the excess. It'll help if I turn the scissors the right way. Okay. If you're just joining us, drop down in the chat, say where you're from, say hello. Make sure that you come and see us on Fridays. This is our fourth installment of a Friday night craft along. Normally my partner Tara is here with me. However, she's been having some computer issues, as was I yesterday and earlier today. So I completely understand. And then I wasn't a good girl and test my sublimation printer before the live. So I thought that that was going to be an issue as well. But I was able to figure it out last minute. So I just trimmed most of that excess away. You don't have to, but I don't want to have to worry about it possibly sticking to my sheet if I don't have to. All right, so I have my blank up. I have my lamination down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another Teflon. And I'm going to put it on top. Now, we have our heat press set to 380. It's already warmed up. The first press to press the laminate sheet on, we do for 30 seconds. Okay, so here's my press. I'm going to go ahead and hit the timer. Do want to give it a little bit of pressure. And because I'm doing this on my desk, and I have one of those like fold-up portable desks that you can get from Wally World, and it's plastic, I want to make sure that I'm protecting that because it will melt. So I found that out the hard way. So I have my Fiskars cutting mat down. I have my We Are Memory Keepers glass worktop on top of that. And then I also have 2 heating pillows. So, hi. How are you?
I say I come to help if you need it.
Okay. What a surprise. Mixology just walked through my door, y'all. So you still in the comments?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what it do. Hey, that's so nice. All right. So you want to let it cool. Okay. Let it cool. You can help it along if you want to. I typically don't. At this point, I will take my little squeegee thing and just kind of press it down a little bit. I don't know if that helps, but it's what I do. So if you feel it's unnecessary and you don't want to do that, then don't worry about it. So you do want to let that cool down before you go on to the next step. I'm just going to move it to the side while it cools. And then, sister, There's a chair right there. And then I'm gonna grab my other blank. Now with this one, there was a like a raffia string that was in there that you can I guess, hang it up on the wall, this little string. You want to take that out before you press. So I just undid that and took it out. Now this one I have two options. I can either put it like this, and then this part at the bottom will be blank, and I can paint that or do something to the bottom, maybe put some glitter on it at the bottom or something. Or I can put two different sheets like that on there. The only reason why I don't like doing it this way is because when you heat it up, it shrinks, and sometimes it can leave like a line of demarcation. In my mind, I think that it would be better to just center it as best as I can. And then I can worry about how I can decorate the top and bottom to hide that. That's how my brain thinks. So
yeah, that would be cute too, because you can make it like cohesive, if you did like a gold glitter at the top.
Right, exactly. That's why I was thinking making it look like it was dipped or something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? With the glitter dipped or dripping down from the top. So, we can our mind is our only limitation, what we can think of. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 30 seconds on this one. Now this one I might have to move around and do it again. It is a little bit bigger. Or that could just be the way that, never mind. It was just the way that I had it turned. So never mind. Now, once we're done adding this laminate sheet onto the top of our blanks and we're done allowing them to cool, then you're going to up your time on your press to 60 seconds, but you're not going to change the temperature. Okay, so temperature is going to still stay at 380, but you do want to take it up to 60 seconds. So the first 30 seconds is just for us to go ahead and make sure that our thermal sheet is secure. Ooh, cool. And then you can trim off all of the excess once it's cooled down. That one looks really good.
Yeah, that one looks good.
Yeah, that one looks better than the other one. And it could be because
the side that you
I trimmed it before. It could be some various reasons. All right. So now the next step is taking your design and you want to go ahead and sublimate the design onto the wood. Now, the thermal sheet is doing two things. It's working similar to what the vinyl would do. Vinyl is made out of a material that allows for the sublimation ink, once it's heated up to the right time and temp, to permeate into the vinyl. So that's the same thing with the thermal sheets. The only difference is that the vinyl has a white background and it can come in either glossy or matte. And the thermal sheets, of course, is going to give you a really high gloss shininess to it. All right, so something that I've learned, this is another tip. You can use regular copy paper in place of sublimation paper. You're not going to get the best print or result, but if you're in a jam and you don't have sublimation paper and all you have is copy paper, you can use it. I like to buy these 13 by 19 sheets of copy paper because they're very cheap, and I use them as my blowout paper as well. So just a little tip for those crafters out there that want to save a little bit of them coins. All right. So circle design, circle design. Didn't really think about what.
What's that? Like where the money resides.
Where the money resides.
Circle design.
Circle design. Circle design. Heck yeah. Okay, so y'all. My bad, because I should have had something already printed out. But I'm going to use this. I'm going to make this for my daughter, and she loves sushi. So it's just some little, what do you call them? Wasubis? I don't know.
Those are different ones, but kind of like a masubi. That's the egg one. And then I think it's nigiri.
So I'm putting top and bottom the blowout paper because your design you want to make bigger than your actual blank. So all of this is going to blow out, and you don't want that to damage your heat press or your heat pillow. So that's why I use that as blowout paper. And I'm trying to think of what the heck I'm looking for right now. Oh, my heat tape. Can you pass me that, please? Moved it out of the way. You guys can see my shadows. Ooh. Oh, yeah, thanks. All right, so I'm just going to grab some heat tape and just kind of try and tack it down a little bit. Now, whenever I do sublimation, some people like to let theirs cool first, but my motto is don't be no punk and just pull it off, because if you wait for it to cool down, you can get ghosting, and that's not a good thing. Nobody wants that. For those who do not know what the term ghosting means, it's just basically, it looks like a superimposed photo. You know how back in the day when we would get photos on film, if it got exposed, how it would like be two pictures on top of, that can happen with the sublimation. That can also happen if it moves during the heating process too. So just want to be mindful of that. So I'm going to take another sheet of that 13 by 19 copy paper and put it on top. This time we're taking our our timer up to 60 seconds. So I'm just going to click up to 60. And here we go. I'm going to hold it down. So again, 380 is the temperature. That does not change. 380 for applying your lamination sheet, and also 380 for sublimating the design onto the laminate sheet. The only difference is that you do your laminate for 30 seconds and you're going to do your design for 60. So we just upped it another 30 seconds because now I'm adding the design. And your hair looks cute.
Thank you.
You got like a little fade.
A fade hawk.
A fade hawk. You got a fade hawk.
Why is the temperature changing on the press?
Okay. Because the same thing is like when you open up your oven door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so. All right. And like I said, I'm just going to go for it. All right. Now notice that there is some ghosting up here at the very top around where that staple thing is. I don't know if that had something to do with maybe possibly letting some air up underneath there, but it's an easy fix. Because you wouldn't typically just give it like this anyway. If it were like a hanging sign, I'd put something here on the top. Or this could be a cute little trivet for the kitchen. So the next step that would be to turn this over, and then all of that excess that you have hanging over the sides, you can get your scissors and trim it up, or you can get an X-Acto knife and trim it up with an X-Acto knife. But it's really glossy. I don't know if you guys can tell that. Like I said, right up about that, where that staple is, looks like there was some air that got in there. But other than that, it turned out really, really great. And if you are unlike me and you're a little bit more patient, yours will be even better. But I am super impatient, so that has a lot to do with it. Looks like we could have maybe gone a little higher, a little longer, because I'm still seeing some ink that could have been transferred. But overall, I'm happy with it. What do you guys think?
Is that regular paper?
This right here is just regular copy paper, yeah. So I use this instead of the butcher paper sometimes because that butcher paper can get really expensive. I do have butcher paper. Excuse me. I buy it by the roll. Like I get the real big rolls. But crafters know, a lot of us crafters know when you start getting down to the last twos and fews, it gets harder to use it. Like, I don't know why. I know I can just get more, but I'm like holding on to it until I do. Like I get nervous. All right. So here's our second blank. This is our heart. We pressed the laminate to this for 30 seconds at 380. This one came out really good. Now, there is a gap here at the very top, as well as at the very, very tip of the heart that does not have coverage with the lamination sheet, but that is quite okay because as sister and I were discussing, thinking about maybe doing some glitter dripping down and maybe at the bottom here to make it look like it was dipped in glitter at the very bottom. And I think that that's going to turn out so cute. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to take 2 sheets. I do that just to double up. And like I said, this is so much cheaper to me than using butcher paper. Okay, so for this one, I just printed out this little like gnome design from Creative Fabrica. And whenever you're doing sublimation, you guys have to mirror the design. So you mirror the same way as like when you're doing HTV vinyl. And that's because you are turning the image face down onto your blank. And when you press it, it's going to press it in the correct way. So I'm gonna lay it down, kind of eyeball where I want it to be. I'm gonna grab some of this heat tape. Now, if you guys don't know about this little contraption for your heat tape, it is awesome. It holds several different rolls. You can either grab it from the side like a traditional tape dispenser, or you can click it here and it cuts
Oh, that's cute.
cut little strips for you. So, and it's in the color that I love, the hot pink. So, winning. All right. So I got it taped down. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over. There's a lot of bleed on this, so I have 2 sheets of copy paper down to protect my mat. I'm going to grab 2 more sheets. The reason I'm doing 2 sheets as opposed to just the one and fold it over is because of the size of the blank. I was using a much smaller blank the last time. Okay, again, we're going to do 380 and we're going to do for 60 seconds. And I'm already prepared that there is going to be a portion of my heart that will not be covered by my design due to the thermal sheet not reaching all the way to the top or the bottom. But again, we're going to fix that and it's going to be super dope afterwards. So. And just going back over that previous question, that time and temp changes just the same as like when you're working with your oven. You open your door, the temperature will change. It'll fluctuate. It'll go up and down. So what I'll do is, because it did drop quite a bit, is I'll just give it a couple extra seconds. I'm just going to lift the paper a little bit and see if there's any part of my blank that is not getting coverage with this heat press. It looks like it's pretty much covering all of them. I'm just going to give it a couple extra seconds just to be sure.
Murray says, I love it. It's fantastic. And then she said hers is purple. I think she's talking about her the tape dispenser.
Oh yes, 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 yes. Lifesaver, game changer. I felt important.
That's how I feel when I get a kitchen appliance. I'm like, ooh.
I felt important. So again, we're not gonna be no punk. We're just gonna take it. Ooh, now you see this? That's totally me. I didn't have no coverage on that side, and I couldn't tell when I was lifting it up. But other than that,
You can do the drip.
I can do the drip on the sides. There's ways that we can go around that. Okay. And I didn't trim the laminate up on this one, but I'm not worried about it because you take your scissors and or your X-Acto knife and you trim that away anyways. Okay. But you can see the difference between the ink release on this versus the ink release on the other design. I crumpled it up so I can't show you, but this one got a lot more ink release. Okay. So if I turn it over this side, I press perfect over here on the left. I miss just that little piece on the right end. But you know how we do. We are always very clever with it. And you notice it did give some color to my wood up here at the top. It's not the exact same as this, but it did give some color to it. So I would move this out of the way because this is my glass cutting mat. And then you take your, I got a lot of paper stuck on that laminate sheet. You would take your X-Acto knife and just very carefully go all around. Get that heat tape off of there. The heat tape comes off easy. It just peels right off. Again, if you were patient and you did it right, and even if you have a heat press, if I would have done it on the heat press, I wouldn't have to worry about it because I don't have to apply any pressure. I just stick it in the heat press. As long as it fits on the heat press, the whole thing is going to get covered. This is because I was doing it by hand. I'm doing it as a demonstration purposes and because I'm impatient. I can't wait for nothing. Like, I can't tell you how many times because I just can't wait. So just show you real easy how easy it is. You just take it and run it right along the heart. And see, you use the heart as a guide for the X-Acto knife. And it'll just come right off if you don't cut the wood. Yep. See, it just comes right off. And then on the front, you wouldn't even be able to tell. You see that side is clean, Mr. Ho. It's clean. So you just do that all around. So there's my goof up there on the right. But it's so shiny and so cute. And then we're going to put some designs down here at the bottom. I probably would have moved this down a little bit as well. But there's no wrong or right in crafting. There's just happy mistakes. Most of the time, when I think something is messed up, somebody else will look at it and be just astounded by it. So
I think that's the beauty in the handmade part. You know, like, yeah, if you go into a store and you lining something up on your wall, it needs to line up a certain way.
Right.
But like these kind of gifts, you know, like people like the handmade portion and the love that you put into it.
Right.
The creativity and that you could personalize it, you know.
Right. So, guys, imagine for Valentine's Day, instead of using just a graphic that you get from a website or that you create, that you put your loved one's photos on this. This could be a really cute photo gift, not just for Valentine's Day. These hearts are going to be around for Valentine's Day, but you keep in mind, Mother's Day is going to be coming up. It's wedding season. Right after Valentine's Day is when everybody starts getting engaged and having, you know, bridal showers and all of that. So if you can find these now, then why not pick up a couple extra? And they make perfect photo gifts. I've made several photo gifts using these types of blanks and other shapes.
Melody well says, does it work in?
The wood or
I think the shiny part. What is that called?
no?
Vinyl.
Look, I don't know if I'm doing it any justice.
Like over time.
Oh no.
Should you prevent it from being like in like a window or something like that?
Well, with any of these, they're gonna bleach if you have them in direct sunlight. That's with anything basically. You know, like my pillows bleached because they were sitting in the front window in the house, and I didn't trip off of the sun directly shining into the windows. But it doesn't warp. There's no bubbling. This second one, that lamination, the contact with the lamination to the wood is top notch. I hate that I missed this part over here because there definitely was enough ink and paper to cover it. That was just my bad. But I could see putting like some roses around this one side and some glitter, like it'll still be really, really cute, really dope after I finish it.
Some mushrooms.
Some mushrooms. I love mushrooms.
I like mushrooms.
This one, the same thing. The contact with the lamination is really, really good. It is super smooth. There is just a bit of ghosting up here at the top. And I think that is because of that staple. It did create like a little tiny gapping up there that probably allowed for some air to get trapped up underneath there. But overall, I think they look really, really cute. I'm just do the same thing with this one and take my X-Acto knife and just run it using the shape as a guide. And it just cuts all that extra right off and gives it a nice clean edge.
Chatri said that you could also put rope around the edge.
Boom. See, Shatrice, I knew it was a reason. I knew it was a reason why I liked you. Yeah, so all of that can be done. Again, guys, when you're doing these projects, the only limitation is your imagination. We take some pretty basic things and we can turn them into masterpieces. So even with this one, putting some rhinestones or something around here or something, this would be a cute little trivet for the kitchen because of the theme. But I'm going to give this one to my daughter. So she'll probably use this to like set her drinks on.
What I just thought of is using dry rice. And then you could spray paint the rice. Like glue, like
you'd have to glue the rice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then it would make it like, how a barrier.
So I actually have to figure out where I put it. Because now that you said that, I have those little fake sushis. Mm-hmm. Remember when I made that cup for Mom? And I have put the little fake sushis. So I have these little fake like cabochon sushis. Sushi pieces that I purchased for putting on top of the tumblers, like when we do the fake ice and stuff like that. So you could take some of those and line them around and glue them, and it'd make it like a little tray too, because then the stuff
like a the little dish that you put your perfumes and stuff on.
Exactly. And that's what I was thinking for her, because she's always got her top ramen bowls and stuff like that. So she could the girl loves top ramen. So she could put her bowls on that or her drinks or what have you in her room. So this was more about showing you how to accomplish this, not on my part by any means trying to have perfection, but just showing you the steps and how you can do it and how easy it is.
We have another question.
Mm-hmm.
How would the heat of a coffee cup or mug affect the image?
Um, the only thing you have to be careful is you don't want to put stuff that's too hot on there because the lamination sheet, my thinking is that it reacts to heat.
It might transfer.
So exactly. So cold drinks, yes. I don't think there'd be an issue with that. Now, if you're worried about that, what I would do is get some clear vinyl. And you can even get clear contact paper from like Dollar Tree, that the shelf liner, and you can put that over top of it, and that will help offer
Seal the image.
exactly. So the only thing about that is that you know that that is not a permanent solution. So over time, it could start to peel and come up and lose its stickiness. But yes, that would be a way to preserve the board and still be able to use it for hot or cold drinks.
Could you paint like a Mod Podge or something like that over it, like a ceiling?
You could. The only thing is I found that Mod Podge sometimes will react to heat too and condensation. It's a water-based glue. So when it has condensation or any type of liquid, you know, that it could help reactivate it again. So that's what I found personally with Mod Podge.
I hope that answered the question.
I hope so too.
And she asked how should she sell then, but you had already.
Yeah, with the contact paper, definitely. Another option, if you feel comfortable, would be resin.
Oh, that'd make it real nice.
Exactly, because it'll give it a glass top and a dome effect on top. The only thing is that you want to be mindful because these are pretty big pieces in terms of, you know, if you have a lot of them, that's going to be a lot of resin. But that would be the other option is resin. I know some people don't like to use it because of the fumes and stuff. Me being one. Yeah, resin. Definitely. Anytime you want to seal something and give it a glass finish or whatever, only thing is be mindful you want to use a food grade or a food safe epoxy resin. And that doesn't mean that you can lick it. That doesn't mean that you can put food directly on top of it or cut on it because those particles can still break up and cut up and be in a person's food. However, it does mean if it comes in contact with the food and it's fully cured, then there should not be any reaction. That's a big thing too. Stop sending out your resin crafts and they're not cured, y'all. You know, they don't even get to their first full cure until after 72 hours. So you guys are selling them, they setting up. Once you're able to touch them in 24 hours, you sending them out. No, because it's still not cured and someone can still get a reaction if they get it within a couple of days and touch it and it still hasn't fully cured yet. So Amazing Clear Cast is a food safe. It's not food grade, but it is a food safe resin, and you can pick that up at most craft stores.
Can you pick it up on Amazon?
Yep. Definitely. Okay, so I don't know how many people are still here. If you guys want to try and see if I can
and we still have fun.
Put an image on this. What I'll do is I'll just turn that back on and let it heat back up. So this is a glass cutting board or trivet from Dollar Tree. I just take my X-Acto knife and run it underneath the little sticky things they have on the bottom. Your choice. You can either put those over to the side and put them back on after you're done, or you can do like I'm going to do. And I have some adhesive cork that I like to use. And then that makes it so that it won't slide around. If you spill, you know, it has a little bit of absorbency to it, so on and so forth. All right. It did leave a little bit of residue. So put those over to the side. I have a Just a little spray bottle that I got from Dollar Tree, and I filled it with alcohol. So as a crafter, we use alcohol for a lot of different things. And this works great too when you're doing your resin crafts. You can just spray it with alcohol and it'll pop all those little bubbles that sometimes form in our resin. I'm just gonna use my X-Acto, try not to scratch the glass. And just get some of that residue off. All right, so it's been like 2 years since I did this video. I'm trying to go off memory. Like 2 years ago that I did the video with the glass cutting boards. Same concept. Same concept. Okay. Except with the glass, we're going to use white vinyl instead of the lamination sheets. Okay, and I went ahead and turned my press back on. All right, I got all the sticky off. So this is I love these because it doesn't have any texture on the side. So a lot of some of the glass boards from Dollar Tree will have like a marbly kind of rough frosted texture on one side. And this one doesn't. It is just smooth on the front and the back. All right, so I'm trying to recall just how I did it. Okay, so we're just going to take this. Since it's not texture on either side, it really doesn't matter which side of the glass you put it on, but I'm going to lay my vinyl flat. And then I'm going to drop the glass onto that. And now what I could have done is sprayed like some water underneath this, and then that will allow for you to be able to move your vinyl around. But what did we say in the beginning? I'm impatient, and so I didn't. Now, if I was doing this for a client, I would. But that's why I'm just making sure to tell you guys that's what you want to do. Do what I say, not what I do. Do what I say, not what I do. Okay?
Can't you pop the bowl?
Yeah, you can. You can. But the smart thing would be to spray it with a little bit of water. You spray it with a little bit of water, and then you can move the vinyl around and get the bubbles out easier.
Yeah, that's what I do when I put some things on the window. Spray it with water.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to trash that because I don't want it. Okay. Now, I picked up 631, and I hope that it works because I'm trying to remember, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I used 651 when I did my tutorial. But like I said, it's 2 years ago.
Chartreuse said like it's water slide.
Yep. That is exactly right. All right. So this can be cleaned up just a little bit more, but remember what I said.
Do as she said, not as she do.
Bingo! Exactly. That's the motto. That's the motto. Exactly. All right. Okay. So same concept. You're going to turn it over and you're going to apply the heat to the vinyl, same way as we applied the heat to.
Can I see the sushi board?
Yeah. So I'm going to bring my pressing pillows back so I can protect my space. I'm going to.
Because on the sushi board, it had like a little pocket up here, right? By the staple. So it looked like when you like do the steam anyway, it takes it out anyway. Or I mean, heat press. It's just more for like coverage.
Okay.
The paper's right there.
Yeah, I was thinking if I wanted to trim it down some.
So you can see better.
Yeah, but I don't know. Okay. And I'm fingers crossed that it's gonna work, but if it don't, these jokes. These just jokes. I was just trying to see who was paying attention. These is just jokes.
As long as you ain't trying to experiment on the
No, I should. What?
I said, as long as you ain't trying to experiment on the potato salad.
Potato salad got to do with it.
Saying you could experiment on whatever you want, but not the potato salad.
Half the time, this is how I learn, y'all. I just come in here, try something. I would say probably 80% of the time it's a fail, but it's not really a fail. It's just it's a learning experience. You learn what works and what doesn't work. So I saw a video some years back, guy doing something similar to this, and I thought, why not give it a try? And it worked. If there's anyone still in here that's from the Black Girls Crafting Network, I remember that I did the live and everybody was just as surprised as I was. I was like, it worked. So yeah, I just tried to act like I knew that it would, but I didn't know.
When I made my potato stew. I was like,
that I didn't get any of? Okay, yeah.
I told you it was there.
All right, so we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to hold it down.
Michelle asked, will the heat crack the glass?
Well, that's why I use these because they're thicker. So Tara, who is my craft partner that was that does the craft alongs with me, she was thinking about trying it on a picture frame, but that was the thing that we worried about because those picture frame glasses are so thin that we was worried about it would break in her heat press. But these are really thick.
Mm-hmm.
So, and mind you, these are no, I'm not really pressing down on it. I'm just letting this do its thing. But keep in mind that these are for the kitchen, so they're meant to hold pots or plates or stuff like that. So I'm thinking that with that they can take a little bit more heat.
Yeah. So you want to get something like a trivet.
A trivet, something where the glass is going to be, All right, so I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to try not to move it. And this time I'm going to be a little bit of a punk and put the heat gloves on. Just a little tiny bit, though. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and flip it and see if I can get a sneak peek. Because what's going to happen is you want to keep pressing it until the image kind of burns through the vinyl, if that makes sense. So that hasn't quite done it yet. Let's try it again.
So just do like another 60 seconds.
Yeah, and I believe that when I did it initially, the first time, I might have had my press up all the way to 400.
She said, "What thickness is it?" I would say it's
probably at least
a centimeter,
an eighth of an inch.
eighth of an inch.
Yeah, and these are just the glass. They have square ones and they have round ones. You just get right from the Dollar Tree. So this is another one that I got. I'm just going to show you the label for it. Just says cutting board, but that's the UPC. If you want to take a look, if you go online, they have them online, I believe, but you have to buy them in bulk, either 24 or 36.
Still ain't bad.
No, not bad. Or you can pick them up if they have them in your area individually for the $1.25. So I'm gonna try flipping it again and just taking a peek. So you can see it's starting to come through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm just gonna keep doing that process. And if I can recall, I think I did do it a few times, and I'm almost 100% sure that when I did it initially, like I said, I had my press up higher than 380. So this time I am going to add a little bit of pressure. We're going to pray to the craft gods that by me doing that, I don't F something up and the glass just don't explode.
But honestly, glass can take a lot of heat. It's when you take it from heat to cold.
Right.
That you have more of a shattering.
Right.
So, you don't want to cool it down quick. Let it cool down naturally.
Right.
Like if you take a Pyrex, they're very thick. But if you take it from the oven and then put it in cold water, it's going to shatter.
Right. Right. And I've had lids to glass lids to pots and pans actually shatter like that before.
Okay,
so
Michelle is chatting with us from Trinidad.
Okay. Nice to have you here. I appreciate it. And, I apologize. I have my other camera hooked up so that you guys can see what I'm doing. So I have my back to the chat. I can't see what's going on. So my sister is here keeping me. Bam, we almost getting there.
Yeah, I think one more time.
We're almost getting there. And that's the great thing about this, because it's the glass. I don't have to worry about trying to peel the image back and see what's going on. I can just flip it and see exactly what's going on. And then flip it right back over and we'll do it again. Is Tara still here?
She hasn't said anything, but I think she is.
Yeah, her computer was acting up.
That's another thing. She can go live from her phone if you guys use StreamYard. So if you email her the link, she can click the link through her phone.
I think we tried doing that the last time and there was something that was preventing her from doing it on her phone. So that's why she was on her laptop.
Yeah, because I think on your phone you have to authenticate.
Oh, okay.
Versus on the computer, it's different.
Right.
So you have to go through a different authentication process.
Okay.
But once she does it once, if she doesn't log out, sign out, or anything like that, she just kind of keep her StreamYard logged in, then she won't have to do it.
Okay. So what are you guys doing for Valentine's Day, Super Bowl, and Black History Month? These will make excellent gifts for all three of those. You imagine the sports person in your life getting something with their team on it, or your Valentine.
That would be an easy way to decorate your Super Bowl party too. Go to the dollar store, buy Trivet, and make them different teams.
So we're almost there. It looks like the middle definitely is all good. We could probably add some heat and pressure to the sides a bit, but you guys see where I'm going with this, right? So just keep in mind that this image is on the bottom. So what you're seeing is just the image blown through that vinyl and facing out the top. The glass is on top of your image. You can put whatever you want on this glass and it will not affect your image. And then what I do is I get the cork and I put it on the back. So let's just keep at this.
And when you put the cork on the back, that'll also protect the image from getting wet.
Exactly. Exactly. So you put the cork on the back, and then you can put that on the counter. If it gets any condensation, you don't have to worry about it messing up your board. None of that. Cork. And this same process, guys, can be used to decorate these tiles. So you go to Home Depot and Lowe's, any type of hardware store. They sell these tiles by the box, or you can purchase them individual. And I think individually, there's something like 20 cents a piece. You put your lamination sheet on there, put your image on top, and you would have perfect coasters that will have that glossy finish. Flip them over to the back. You put that adhesive cork on the back of those. Okay? For less than 50 cents, you have a coaster. Sell them in a set of 4. You can sell them at up to $20, $25, depending on the image that you put on there and how you market and package.
Welcome in, Lovejoy. Thank you for stopping by. She's from USVI, Virgin Islands, Caribbean also.
All right. Welcome. Our peoples is originally from the Caribbean as well, Puerto Rican and Black here. So we got that too. Hey, guys, look, it's really coming along.
Shatrice says she uses PET film or PET film.
PET film. Okay.
It's the same as laminate, but it comes on a roll.
Yeah, and that's the same concept behind the vinyl that we just used. Only difference is that we use white vinyl, because we could have used a laminate on this too. But mind you, if we would have did a laminate, you have to do the laminate on top of the glass, and then your image goes on top of the laminate. So your image is still subject to being damaged by whatever you choose to do with your board. I never turned it back on. I don't think it matters at this point. We're just going to keep going until we get it right. However, by doing it this method with the white vinyl, we get the image to bleed through the white vinyl, and the glass is on top. You don't have to do epoxy. You don't have to do contact paper. You don't have to do Mod Podge. You don't have to do any of those extra things, because the glass is on top, the image is underneath, and you're going to add your cork on the bottom, or felt, or whatever it is that you want to do on the bottom to protect the image from the bottom. So now that I said felt out loud, that is also an option to put on the bottom of your cutting board or on the bottom of your coasters if you don't have access to the cork, or if you just, have this on hand. You would just cut it and glue it to the bottom, and that's going to provide the traction so that they're not sliding all around, and it also provides absorption for any condensation or liquids or what have you. So you don't have to have exactly the same thing that I'm doing. If I can, I'm always going to show you an alternative and, a less expensive way to get the same result. Because, like I said earlier, I don't like to pay full price for nothing. I don't care if it's $3. If I can get it for $1.50, then I'm going to wait and I'm going to get it for $1.50.
Danae just dropped down. She said she was watching from the TV, didn't know if it was showing up. So she jumped on her phone so she could comment.
Hey, Danae.
And Shatrice said if you use clear laminate, it won't show as much.
Right. Well, yeah. Okay. So that was my other thing, but then I got to talking too much. So thank you, Shatrice, for putting me back. Using the white vinyl is going to give it that background that you need to really have your colors pop.
Right.
Because when you're doing it on the clear, it turned out great But you can see even through the clear, I can still see my board. If I look really, 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 really close, I can see some of the wood grain from the board. Same thing with this one, especially since it was a much lighter color. So you're still getting like a translucent type effect when you're using the the laminate sheets like this. When you're using the white background, it's gonna pop. Same thing when you're doing your t-shirts. Same reason why we cannot sublimate on black. Because when you sublimate on black, the colors don't show up. You put it on that white and then it really, really pops out. So
That's like when you do your makeup too, you know, if you want your colors to pop more, put that white
yeah, if
background.
you put the white base and then that makes the colors a lot more bold. Boom. Okay, now I can still see a little bit around here. So I could probably continue to keep on pressing and pressing if I wanted to. But you guys, remember, what was the rule? Do what I say, not as I do. It probably is because I wasn't patient enough to go get some water and just spritz this before I put my vinyl down. But look at that. It looks really, really good. What I'm talking about is over here, just a little bit.
But you know, you gonna critique it way more than anybody else.
Yeah, but boo, that look good. I don't care what nobody. That look good. Look at that. Look at that. And the glass is on top. You could scratch it. You could do whatever. Okay. So with this, I would go ahead and take my X-Acto knife and the same thing we did with the heart and with the wood thing. You're going to clean it up and then apply either your felt or your cork backing. This is super, super, super hot. So the glass is going to retain heat a lot longer than the wood. So I'm not going to touch it anymore. But I am glad that I was able to show you guys this as well. If you want a more detailed video without all the extra little chitter chatter in the background from me, then there is a video on my channel that you can go back and look at where I did this similar. Only difference was I used the square cutting board on that video, and this one we used a round one. So I'm going to go ahead and shut off.
Welcome in, Happy Scrappy 45, BNL Design LLC. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way in. It helps with the algorithm. Get more people into the live.
All right, guys. I think that about sums it up unless you guys have some more questions for this.
I got a question.
Okay.
Are we gonna mod up Shatrice and Tara to help mod the chat?
Yeah, we can do that, definitely.
That way.
And any of the other mods that were here, so Melody, I know you were here earlier, Shatrice, Danae, Tara, they're all mods for Black Girls Crafting Network. So if you were a little bit late to join the live and you are not currently part of Black Girls Crafting Network, then go ahead and find us on Facebook. There is also a Crafty Mess on Facebook as well. Disclaimer, Black Girls Crafting Network was my first love, my first group. I started that before I started the YouTube channel. So they do get a little bit more priority than the Crafty Mess Facebook group at this time, but that's going to be changing soon. We do this series every Friday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Typically, I have my partner, Tara Lee, here with me. However, there were some computer issues and she wasn't able to join the live tonight, but she should be back with us next Friday. So let's see. The first week we did the waterfall cards. Yeah, so first week we did waterfall cards, greeting cards, where you pull on the card and then, a whole little waterfall comes out. I have no idea what I did with the card, but we did do those.
I think I missed that week.
That was the very first one. So here they are right here. These are the cards that we did. So these are waterfall cards. We made these using Tara's template, which you can find on Etsy, and it's in the description box for that live. But you can see how cute You pull this, and then all the little pictures come up. And then you would just decorate it however you want on the inside, if you want to put a sentiment or not. Same thing with this one. This one I used some more like romantical images. Again, the template can be found on her Etsy page, and follow her YouTube channel as well. It's Precious Delights Canada here on YouTube, and she has videos showing how to assemble her templates. So that was the very first week we did those. So then the second week, what did we do?
The second week. I know last week was the Shutter Iris card.
Yeah.
Oh, the cups.
Oh, okay. I don't have any of those up here because I gave them all away.
Yes.
I was like, you get a cup, you get a cup. Okay, so the second week, but you can go back and watch the live on YouTube or check out the thumbnail to see what we're talking about. We made gift boxes that are in the shape of like coffee cups
or treat.
Or right. So you can put gifts in them, you can put treats in them, you can do whatever you want with them, but they are so cute. They can be sized up or down, made big or small. Again, that template is available on Tara's Etsy page. It's in the description box for that live video. And then we did the iris card, the magic iris card last week. Also don't have that up here because I took that downstairs to show my sister in person, and I never brought it back upstairs. So it's in my living room. And then we wanted to switch it up because the first 3 weeks we had been doing greeting cards and paper crafts, and I know that not everybody is into paper crafting and doing greeting cards, so we wanted to switch it up. So that's why today we brought you sublimation on wood. And I just showed you how to do that. That's still hot out. And then I wanted to make sure I show you how to do the sublimation under, not on, but under the glass. So hopefully you guys learned during the live. This was a very interactive live compared to the last. So we want to keep this momentum going. And hopefully I will see all of you again next Friday at 7 p.m. If not, make sure you still go and watch the playback. And guys, like the video, please. Share it with your crafty friends. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and that you have your notification bell on. We will be doing this again next Friday. Before we sign out, I did want to thank my sister again for the surprise. I wasn't expecting for her to walk in the door while she was in the chat talking to people. That was.
I heard you say Tara wasn't there, and I know y'all play off each other.
Right.
Chat to each other.
Right. So well, I appreciate it because I was like, what am I gonna do? So I appreciate it greatly.
Oh, Shatrice said one last thing. You don't have to reverse the image for the glass because it's glass.
Right. Right.
Because it's coming through.
Exactly. So you're only reversing the image when you're putting the image face down. Since the image is going to be facing up on this and the glass is on top, we don't reverse it with that. So yes, this image was not reversed. This image was because it had letters. So if I hadn't reversed this one, then it would say EVOL instead of LOVE. So hope that makes sense. Thank you for clarifying that for me, Shatrice. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You can't mirror words.
Well, it was been so fun, guys. I want to thank everybody for joining. And again, I hope to see you guys next Friday. I haven't determined exactly what we're going to do next Friday, but whatever it is going to be fun. So grab your drink, grab a snack, and then come and join us next Friday here on A Crafty Mess on YouTube. Until next time, I guess that's going to be a wrap for us. We'll see you guys later. Bye.